This week, we welcome a new member to the Almanac North team. Ramona Morozes joins WDSE WRPT as a multi-platform producer with over a decade of journalism experience. Ramona trained at the American Indian Journalism Institute and was a board member of the Native American Journalists Association. She graduated with a mass communications degree from St. Cloud State University and previously worked at WCCO in Minneapolis and KBGR and CBS in Duluth. Ramona talked with an Iron Range woman this week who is making it her mission to ease children's anxieties about the coronavirus pandemic.
Journalist Ramona Morozes here talking with Aurora, Minnesota author Renee Koroshec, who took the complicated topic of the coronavirus and has created a children's book to teach kids about social distancing and following pandemic guidelines. So Renee, let's start with, how did this idea for the book come about?
Well, back in April, I put a mask on Teddy and I hung him on the mailbox to remind people to wear their masks. And shortly after that, Tilda appeared, and they became very good friends and got into all kinds of mischief. So then I started posting their antics on Facebook, and a lot of people who followed them said they liked to start their morning. I posted at 6 o'clock in the morning, and that's how they would start their day, to see what Teddy and Tilda were up to. Then some of their followers suggested I did children's. And that's how the adventures of Teddy and Tilda, the Corona Bears, began. And the book opens up with Teddy and Tilda coming out of hibernation and finding the world in a pandemic and a whole new way of life for them. But they get through it. They found everybody else was wearing face masks. They went to school at home. They went to church at home. They played games with each other and read a lot of books. And they helped me make face masks. We made over 500 face masks and donated them to hospitals and assisted livings and gave to our friends. And they came to the post office with me and mailed them.
Can you please share with us what lessons the book provides?
They have to follow the rules, wear the mask, do the social distancing, and then things, hopefully they'll feel will be okay. So I wanted to ease the anxiety of the young children now with all of the stuff going on about the pandemic. And I wanted them to see how Teddy and Tilda lived through it, and they were playful and happy, and they learned how to wear a mask and social distancing and distance learning.
Why is it important to reach kids through creative ways, such as what you're doing with the book, to talk about the pandemic and difficult topics like this?
Because I think they're afraid of what they hear. And hopefully this book is showing them that life can go on and they can do the things that they did within reason, wearing their masks and stuff like that. I showed the book to some children and it just made my heart feel good because they were giggling when they saw all the things Teddy and Tilda were doing. And I've had a couple of adults read the book and they actually cried. My first great-grandchild is on the way, and there was a baby shower for him. And the invitation said not to bring a card, but to bring a children's book. Well, this was in the works, and my granddaughter, who's having the baby, didn't know. So when she opened up the package and saw the book, she goes, wow, a book. And when she opened it up and it's dedicated to her baby that's coming in September, she started to cry. And I started to cry. And everybody at the shower was crying. It's been received really well. Mostly grandparents and great-grandparents are buying the book for their, obviously, grandchildren and great-grandchildren. So the kids now can show their offspring what they lived through. Instead of going barefoot to school uphill all the way like we were told our grandparents did, they can tell their grandchildren that they lived through the pandemic of 2020.
Can you elaborate on that? What do you think being a child during the pandemic is like?
You know, a lot of them don't know any different. A lot of the kids, they have no idea. You know, the very young ones, this is the way they're living it now. But I know I hear school kids worrying, are they going to go to school 2 days a week or not at all? How is their graduation going to go? So it's a troubling time for most of them.
So what is your message to the community on getting through this and coming out stronger?
I guess we have to take it one day at a time and do what we feel is best for ourselves and for the people around us.
Oh, Renee, thank you so much for joining us. Keep up the good work.
Thank you for having us.
Now, if you want to learn more about the adventures of Teddy and Tilda, the Corona Bears, it's available at many local bookstores and beauty shops across the region.